Holy moly. Why is my feed actually? Oh, there it is. There it is. And we're back. Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Alright, let's do some planning. Welcome back to another day of the 30-day VPE trading challenge, which is really about planning more so than trading. But I've gotten some good trades in so far. So let's talk about what happened overnight. We had a pretty surprising, in my opinion, pop up off of this, overnight low yesterday. I didn't have too many targets higher. I had this one on ES. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? What's up? I'm not gonna be on long today. I have to flying out to New York City today. So we're gonna do a quick planning session, some commentary, and then I gotta get on out of here. But yeah, let's talk about this. This is a quite surprising. Let's actually talk about what I mentioned yesterday first. Good place to start. So we had flash manufacturing PMI. Okay, really my analysis yesterday was we had this close that was going to interfere with my weekly thesis. And then also I said, well, we did already hit the negative POC, the daily candle I mentioned earlier, could fight weekly, which could look like us traveling, uh, look like us traversing this node higher today. So I did have the possibility of us traversing the node higher, 100%. I had that written down. But to be clear, I didn't really think that was going to happen. So I had the thesis, right? It made sense. The liquidity was there for us to traverse. Wasn't necessarily expecting it to happen. Not like that. I'm like straight up not gonna lie to you guys. Okay. Um, Nonetheless, though, that was yesterday. So let's go back to today. Go ahead and crack this open. I haven't done this yet. I did drink a cup of water. Haven't done these other two. Got to do those. Uh, and it looks like my wait. Let me full screen this. There you go. You guys can see it now. Cool. So I have this target higher, 61.56, that I marked, a few days ago. If we look why I have a target here, right, it's just the edge of this next shelf here on the weekly. Okay, that should be pretty apparent here. There is a node right here. Okay, so that was my target higher for, you see here, if CPI shows its hand for higher. So that was originally back last week's CPI. I wrote that. We came and we're approaching it, really today. We had a very, 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 very strong post settlement move higher, which is really interesting given the war and everything. So a lot of, not gonna say scammy stuff, but what feels like scammy stuff in the market. Ultimately, guys, the market can do the market is going to do some stuff that's outside your expectations, right? So on the weekly, we have, okay, we had a very aggressive overnight move up, off overnight low, approaching the target higher I outlined during last CPI, right? This was outside my expectations, though I did notate we could traverse the node higher yesterday, okay? So a few lessons here, a few things that I'm thinking about. Okay, one, we're still in an uptrend, okay? Uh, whoa. We're in an uptrend, and then we also have, let's just say global conflict at the time as well. So I think the primary thing here that's really in control is the monthly. We haven't talked about the monthly candle. I'm going to show you in a second. So we did have this doji candle that closed, and we did get a move slightly lower. Um, I want to see a move like this again, or a setup like this again, and see if it plays out, to see if this is more of an anomaly or what. Because we did move lower. I was up a couple hundred points in the short, ended up cutting the swing short for about break even, um, which is fine, honestly. Uh, I made a ton trading the last few days, right? I got, you know, 350 points just yesterday. I would have liked for my swing to hit, but it didn't, so that's fine. But we had a very small bodied doji here, compared to the strength of this weekly doji. And we're in an uptrend, right? So it was a counter trend, essentially almost like a knife catch in this trade. And so my first thought is perhaps we need a bigger doji in this case. We had high volume, but perhaps a bigger doji. Now, I do think this could be slightly anomalous. Ugh, that's not how you spell that at all. Because of the stuff going on in Israel and Iran, right? It could be. Good morning, Dallin. What's up, man? What's up, y'all? If you haven't already, please like this stream. It aggressively helps the algorithm or something. I'm pretty sure. It does. Also, if you're new here, welcome. What's up? So this could be slightly anomalous because of the stuff going on over there. Not sure. So we'll flip the chart back over. Nonetheless, we had that aggressive move. If we go to the monthly, okay, go to the 1 month, we can see that we still have this massive candle that we're coming out of, and it's very clear on NQ, right? If you look at NQ on the monthly, okay, we have that green candle. So on the monthly, it doesn't look egregious at all. It just looks like the monthly is in control. Okay, I haven't really talked about the monthly on these mornings, which is, a mistake because I do look at it. So let's talk about the monthly. So on the monthly, our day looks irrelevant, right? Not because it's a day, it's just a day, but because of the actual monthly setup, okay? So very high volume, bottom wick candle coming out of this node here, approaching all-time highs. It just looks like it makes sense. It doesn't really look like, based off of these candles, that we're going to have a pullback month here or anything like that. So how the weeks play out inside this month is up for grabs, but the monthly, it looks totally fine. Okay. So I wanted to call that out. Those are some things I was looking at last night. Just poking around. We got Tyler in the building. What's good, bro? What's the outlook? I'm running through it right now, man. We're running through it. Swinging longs. There you go, bro. There you go, bro. I actually had a short that I was in, swing short off of this weekly close that I just hit. Basically a break-even stop on, but yeah, this aggressive overnight long. I caught a little bit of the long side, which was fine. I made what's crazy is I made 350 points yesterday. Missed most of this long, right? Let's go to the day actually. This candle was 319 points, so missed most of that long, but now it's a good long there. If you were in it, great long there. Great. Still in 2 MQ longs at 715. Had 20 MQ, sold 18 yesterday, 2 runners left. Had 20. Oh, nice. Good stuff, Philip C. Yeah, I was looking for at least this PT1. We got close to it, right? I was looking for at least PT1, and then really it was a retest of this level before higher, right? that the weekly setup really had me thinking that we were going to do this pullback here and do like an in-shape bounce on the daily, right, for higher, and then I was gonna get back into some more aggressive longs here at 21, 184-ish, or somewhere in this range, right? So this is really what I was thinking was for re-longing in this area, but it's fine. It is what it is. That's why they call it trading and not, you know, something else. So let's go back to ES real quick on the 1 day. I'm in late, only swinging 4 micros on personal. Nice, nice. That's the 1 day, 2 day. So we basically touched my higher target on ES. Pretty close. I'm gonna be pretty careful today, to be honest, guys. With the weekly or the monthly. So let's get the daily. Put the daily in here. Okay. So on the daily, we right uh, came up and got very close, but front ran the weekly target higher on ES. Right. So we did have that there here. Because of how aggressive this move was, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump down to the 4 hour real quick. Okay, because of how aggressive this move was, uh, there's two ways it's gonna go. We're gonna have continued aggression at the open here. Go ahead and kiss that level, like to the penny, and then reject. Or we could start to tap out today. We could fizzle out today. Let me see what we have data-wise today, because I actually can't remember off the top of my head. We have Canadian CPI, and then we have Powell speaking at 10 a.m. today. Oh. Phillips says, I think I'm going to take one more off during your session on the pre-market high, move my stop loss up. There you go. May want to come back into the 4 hour full value gap to rebalance. Bearish on gold. There you go. Yeah. What I'm going to look for here, we have this high volume doji. It's an up candle doji here. So I want to see if we react to this. Let's get the 4 hour on both side by side here. Let's see what we're working with. We have, I mean, this almost looks like a double doji continuation pattern here, right? So we do have the higher volume doji, but this previous candle bottom wick here, yeah, we could come up and test this weekly trend line. So on NQ, this is a trend line above. This is, it's just a trend line. I drew it on the weekly, but we have the trend line there. We could come up and kiss that trend line. So let's go ahead and go to our micro section. Write this down. So on the 4 hour, got a high volume doji from the, what is this, the 6 a.m.? No, it's not the 6 a.m. This is the 2 a.m. 4 hour candle on both ES and NQ with a trend line above. So I want to know, are we going to kiss this trend line? Right, so in my action plan, I'll start filling this in. Right, make sure you guys fill this into whatever your thesis is, right? For following along, my template or doing your own, doesn't really matter. But, first, are we going to slap this weekly trend line or not? Okay, that's the first question. Are we going to slap that or not? If not, there's a very obvious target lower, okay? If not, we have this shelf right here. So there's a ton of resting liquidity right here. Big old note, 22,098. Target around 22,000. 98. Okay. So there's a huge block of folks sitting right here, right, this edge, and then we also have the Friday's high right here, 22,131, which is still marked up. Now, the relevant highs, when we talk about normally every day, prior day high, prior day low, overnight low, right? So we have the prior low down here, 22,568. I'm not going to mark it up, it's way out there. Overnight low doesn't really matter, right? It's down here around the top of this block. It's really a question of continuation at the open, or do we come down and reclaim some of this aggressive up move that we created, right? But you can see here, if we add the session volume profile back, we're hugging around the POC here. It came in and did a little dip, right? Just did one of these so far. Okay, so we need to see if it's going to start to go like this, or if we're just going to have another in shape bounce here in the morning. Oh, my hip, man. Freaking getting old, guys. Stop loss at 22,120, so I'm going to lock in 4 and 5 points either way. If it comes back down, nice, bro. It's a great trade. It's a good trade. Let's take a look at gold real quick. Since you mentioned it. GC. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly on gold. It's doing like a little tweezer pattern here. Let's see here. Give my replay tool. Let's see, my chart replay is acting up again. Okay, trading view. It's a bane of my existence sometimes. Daily inversion. Is that a, I'm not really into the, I don't know what if that's an ICT term, to be honest, but I can check it out at some point. We do have this block of liquidity here, though, that we're ranging across. So typically what I look at is just the positioning of players, and then I'll look at price action around those players. So we have this essentially a block of liquidity here, and you can see that we're ranging here at the highs. We have this very high, very high red doji here on the weekly, and we're chopping up here. I do think that we could come down to 31.91, right, which is like the 50 fib of this week down here. Come down if we crater here. Trading view has been crap lately. Yeah, I think as they scale, they've been trading off performance for scale a little bit, which is backwards. So we'll see. I mean, gold could bounce here. Once they get to the bottom of this node here, it could bounce around this edge here, 33.20.7. If it doesn't, I would say lower down to 31.94 would be my estimation, or it's gonna continue to range across this group of people. It's kind of my if then thesis on gold. Plat as well. Let's take a look at platinum. So I've been watching platinum for a while. So platinum still at the VP load here. So we swept this price. Basically been watching this since I started this 30-day stream or whatever. And I'm probably just gonna stream. I know it's a 30-day challenge, right, to get you guys to start. The whole purpose of this was to get people to start planning, right? So if you need a template for this, by the way, Notion, okay, it is the link at the bottom, stan.store/trading with Forrest. Leave you a link to this daily plan. You'll have this calendar. The idea is to just plan every day. Okay, you can see that I've missed some days in here, just due to real life, but exceptionally useful. Okay, start with morning wins, 3 wins every day, minor stretching, drink a cup of water, watch a motivational video. Okay, and then we plan. Okay, be honest, this is for yourself. It's not for anybody else. That's the goal. But yeah, we cracked this swing high here. There's a very obvious swing high on platinum at 1,442. So the question is, we're top wicking here. We still have up bars on the weekly, up candles, but we are top wicking at this range. So as the market approaches all-time highs, platinum is at this pivot. Gold is pretty close to all-time highs as well. What is going to happen? Okay, let's put this on the, let's say, platinum weekly. So as platinum, GC, and NQES approach these pivots and all-time highs, what is the reaction? Okay, I imagine that it's all gonna happen at the same time. Let's take a look at the VIX. VIX is still ranging in this block. It's reapproaching this pivot. We had a very strong reaction to the 17 level. Basically, every time we've gotten to it, right? We bounced off the 17 level, came down to the 17 level, 17 level, 17 level. We're reapproaching the 17 level again. Let's go ahead and put the VIX here. This is on the weekly again, okay? So are we going to get another VIX pivot reaction on the VIX? Write this down. I'll full screen this so you guys can actually see what I'm writing. Will we get another pivot off the 17 level on the VIX? I'm actually just going to put an alert here today. Oh, I already have an alert. Not needed. Past Forrest hooking me up. See, my NQ chart just died on me. Dude, what is up with TradingView? It's so weird. Yeah, this chart is just dead. I don't even know how that happens. What code they possibly could have written for this thing to just completely shit the bed. It makes no sense. All right, let's try it again. And nope. Huh. All right, we got one chart. So that's really it, guys. So let's go down to the 1 hour and take a look here. So we're peeling off a little bit. Okay, we're ranging. We know we have the POC here, and there's a massive amount of imbalance below us. Okay, see that there's like this air gap of liquidity. Okay, I'm pretty sure you'd probably consider this. Is this a full value gap, a fair value gap you're consider or mentioning, Tyler? That's probably it. TradingView won't even load. Yeah. Do you not use the weekly POC? Uh, Not necessarily. I look at liquidity on the weekly, which is enough, right? So if I just go to the weekly chart, for example, and I have the visible range volume profile, I can see what the major nodes are, right? I don't necessarily need the point of control there. Is it useful? Absolutely, I could use it, right? But I can just eyeball like 6,051 is right there, right? So I can get a sense for where the liquidity is without needing to, you know, have so many lines on my chart. It's blowing me up. Dude, I am hungry. So yeah, let's see what we have here. Big imbalance lower. Okay, huge liquidity block sitting right below us. Right, there is yesterday's naked POC down here as well, 6,041. Take a look at NQ because my other TradingView window is busted. It's blocking NQ 22,091, sitting right there. Yep. And big imbalance lower. So trend line above, that's really the question, guys. Do we go to the trend line? Trend line or imbalance lower? Okay. Those are the major targets for today. That's really the question. Had two weekly points of control pretty close to each other and use that zone as a dip buy. That's one of my trade strats. I'll take a look at it, man. I like volume. I like volume-based ideas. You know, I'm not against it. Not against it at all. Any questions, though, from the chat, people in here? Go ahead, hit me a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Ask a question. Let me know you're real. Let me know you're real. I'm going to open up Spotify. I forgot to do that. Oh, wow. You guys were hearing my bad microphone, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what mic is being used right now. So right now, we're ranging a little bit lower. Or just ranging off of the overnight session, I should say. Really just denoted by, okay, I'll just say value area high and low right here, right? So we have a skewed, like stretched out value area right now. Not a ton of bias, right? Point of control is right here, but you can see that there's a very obvious other node down here. They're about the same in strength, okay? And you want to keep that in mind, right? Whenever you have a B-shaped volume profile, right, bimodal, or just a VP with two modes in general, okay? Doesn't have to be perfectly B-shaped, but you have two modes. The session does like to range and fill this in, right, to turn it into more of a D shape. It's very common, right? So I'm expecting that to happen unless it continues to get stretched out very aggressively here, right at the open. We come up, touch this, and then we'll come back down, something like that. We'll see. Or, and this is the less likely outcome, but we've already had a less likely outcome, so we could say this. We just do a measured move higher, right? We do another measured move higher with some insanely aggressive bullish price action. See, but that measured move gets us to the trend line. So, doesn't change anything. Dallin says he's a bot. You're lying to me. You're lying. Terry Trades in the house. Doing makeup. Can't type, but you're listening. What's good, Terry? Terry. We gotta get you on here one day, Terry. Come hang out. You have to do your makeup at 6:30. We can chop it up. I'll pop in the MFF stream today. Say what's up. See what's up to my people. Though I am flying to New York. Tyler, didn't you say you'd be in New York this week? Or did I remember asking you to see if you were free for something? It's one of my boys' birthdays, so I'm gonna fly up and gonna go to I'm actually gonna go to this breaking event with my elderly self and go inflame my arthritis. So I'll be dancing on Wednesday. For those of you who don't know, I am a very active guy. I'm a b-boy. My dancer name is b-boy Force. That's why my channel is Force Trading, Force. Very close to my name, Forrest. A member of the crew Full Circle Soldiers. Paolo knows about the middle-age breaking. Paolo's also a b-boy. Out here repping, man. Dude, I'm busted, bro. I'm telling you, I am. I started breaking again like over the last 2 weeks. I think when you were here, I hadn't danced. I'd been dancing for like 2 months. My schedule's finally opened up, so I've been breaking a few times a week again.
What else do we got? Remember, we have data at 10. Okay, so our day is going to be controlled. We have 10 a.m. data. We have 8:30 data, but it's Canadian. We have 10 a.m. data. So our trades are going to be mind controlled by that time. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. And we this also remember, since settlement, we already moved up 316 points, right? So if you caught that, some of you did. Very nice. Definitely down to practice more. We'll see. I'm gonna have a nice space, man. We're moving into the business. We're moving into like a 5,000 square foot building over here in Wynwood. We locked that down, so I can finally. We're gonna start posting content about it and stuff. But I'm gonna host some events in there. It's gonna be sick. We are leaving the competition in the dust. Do I have a checklist for rating the day? That's a good question. So this daily rating, I should rename this. This is more so the way that I use this is how I feel on the day. The move is goated. Damn right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Now we're the number one studio in the country, bar none. Right? It's not even close. And I can say that confidently because a lot of people do what we do kind of as a crappy side hustle, but like we do it, we run it as a business and we're super passionate about it. Right? So like we had Gary V came into my studio, y'all. If you don't know who Gary V is for some reason, go look him up, get educated. This guy goes, yo, this is an actual place. And Gary V's been in studios all around the world. And he literally walks in and he's like looking around like this. And it was really important to me to see what his first impression was because this guy runs a media conglomerate, right? And I want to build, my goal with the move is to become a media, enterprise. And I want to, sell this thing for $100 million or more, right? That's my goal. I'm telling you guys straight up right now. So I wanted to see, what was his impression? Was he just like, ugh? But no, he came in and he was like, yo, this is like, this is some shit. Y'all got that sauce. And I was like, damn, bro. So that was validating. That was cool. But we're going to keep pushing, man. We're going to keep leveling up. We're going to keep leading the market in, client experience and things like that and making sure that we can, help people realize their vision with content. Did a pod, thought you were on a TV set. You were on a TV set, bro. You were. That's how we do it, brother. When we do my show, we'll be on the stage. Oh, you shot on that side, so you'll see it again. When will we move to the new studio? We're starting construction, so it'll be a few months. But we are. We have some more meetings with the contractors and stuff like that, but we're gonna start construction like this week. Wasn't Shaq there? Yep. Shaq shoots with us whenever he's in town. I'm pretty sure Shaq lives on an airplane though. A guy, he lives in Atlanta, but he flies. Like he would come do a pod with us, and then he's gone, and then you'll see him on freaking TV the next day somewhere else. I don't know how or why he works as hard as he does. It's just addicted to the game. I get it actually because, I'm the same. Like, but I think a lot of these people are just addicted to the game. But like, yeah, the guy works nonstop and he's freaking. He's disgustingly rich. Heard I had Johnny Sins on. Not in the studio, but they are our neighbor. They will not be our neighbor anymore. But yeah, Brazzers they are our neighbor. They are in the building. And they film, You know what they film. That's pretty funny, dude. When I actually stop and think about my life, I'm just like, what the hell is going, like, it makes no sense at all. It literally makes no sense at all, you know? When I was a kid, I just wanted to make like $100,000 and like have a, secure job. Now I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, we are coming down. Always have to work towards something or do something gives our life purpose, I think. Absolutely. I don't think humans were designed for leisure. I think, like, even if you didn't have to work for money, people would still work on something, right? You would just do creative endeavors. Like, everyone would just be an artist, but you would work on something, right? You would paint, you would build, you would sculpt, you'd make music. Like, muscles are for moving, your brain is for thinking. We aren't really designed to not be doing things, So I think self-actualization is highly tied to, you developing a mastery in a thing, right? That's what I believe, at least. So we're still chilling here. 8:29. We've got data in 13 seconds. And I need to hop on my team call here. I'll be a minute late to it. That's fine. But I do need to hop on this call. We'll see if we get it. Again, this is Canadian data, by the way. So we'll see if we get something out of it. Maybe we tap VAL or something. Again, if you want this template, okay, this is a public Notion template intended for you guys to have access to, or you can plan every day. The link is stan.store/trading with Forrest. Also have links to my course and stuff in there if you want to trade, volume profile. I had a 350 point green day yesterday, guys, right? Just trading the edges of the VP. So even though I missed this long, right, all 350 of my points were done before 11. Pretty sure. I do wish I would have got this long. What's annoying is my first trade was this long. All right, my first trade was, I didn't get the very bottom. I longed from here to the POC, and then I took a short down to VAL. Then I took a long from VAL up to POC, but I could have just held this long from here. Let's see, if I would have just held my first trade, okay, I would have made 762 points. So that's why trend trading, if you look at all my videos I talk about trend trading, we've been ranging, right? And so unfortunately I was wrong about my pullback, where the pullback was going to be exactly. Maybe we'll see, but I'll just say I was wrong within my initial parameters. How I thought was going to happen, I definitely was wrong, right? I basically wanted to go long a little bit lower based off the weekly. That's what I wanted, right? But we are still uptrending, okay? And playing the trend is really important as a trader. It will make you or break you, because, okay, if you hold longs long enough, you essentially become an investor, right? And the best trader or investor of all time is Warren Buffett. So you fill in the gap. There's nothing wrong with trading both sides of the market. Obviously we have to, okay? I take shorts all the time, but in an uptrend, okay, let's just go to the daily real quick, and then I literally got to run to, my team is probably waiting for me. If you would have longed any of this, okay, thousands of points of opportunity if you just hold long enough. One M and Q, one monkey, as I like to call it, one monka, assuming you're a robot and can snipe the low, which is impossible. But the max EV is 5,718 points. For those of you who are bad at math, 5,718 times $2 a point, $11,000 if you just swing traded one monkey off the low. You could do that in a personal account, right? You don't have to overthink it. You could just swing futures in a personal. You just made 10 bands. You're doing literally nothing, one trade. And ask yourself, with all the trades that you've taken, high leverage over the past few weeks, past few months, did you make 10 bands? Did you make 10 bands, keep it, and get paid? And don't lie to yourself. I'll say it again. Did you beat what somebody who swung one MQ did with all your high leverage trading? If you didn't, you need to reevaluate your system, okay, and some of your decision making. So do those little thought experiments. They're very, very useful in helping you decide what type of trader you want to be. It's the reason why I trade higher time frames now, right? I don't really jump below the hour. You can look at all my streams, validate that, right? Very rarely do I do it. But that's why every single trade that I do is like 100 points plus easily. And it's also why I don't trade that much or don't get that many trades in, but again, the math. I just did the math for you. In any case, I love and appreciate all of you. You all have the power to realize your dreams. I believe in you. I appreciate that you stopped by my stream today. Check out Trade Edge. Soul will be streaming, right? So I'm hopping off. Soul will be on. He is another volume profile based trader. He's an amazing trader. We have other amazing traders in there like Dallin, Paulo, all these other people in there. We're going to continue to grow this stream. I appreciate you guys who are here at the foundation of this. Gold just hit something. There she goes. So that's the bottom of that shelf on gold. Let's see if it rips a little bit lower. But yeah, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Trade smart. And I'll see you tomorrow from New York.